We're going live.
Wait.
Oh no, we are live. Were you not ready? Well, welcome everybody. We're so glad to have you on the webinar today, tonight, the second one and the last one for tonight. We have two more to go after this time, and we have a special, extra special, I think, extra special a speaker on with us today, tonight, and we are going to go right into it. But first of all, I want to make sure you can hear and see me. So if you could just please type in to the if you don't share your screen yet, Sina. When it's time, I will let you know. Don't share your screen yet because I can see your screen. Great. If you could just type in to the chat box on your right, that make sure you can see me and you can hear me. Just say yes, I can see and hear you. That would be really helpful for all of us. Okay, so I am excited because I'm the host. I'm standing in for DJ. He's on a very short holiday. He needs the holiday. I'm so glad he's gone. And I'm glad that we're able to hold this webinar. You know how we women are. We are able to do all the techie stuff without practicing. No, I'm just joking. We had so much practice. Um, so what I'm going to say to you right now is make sure you're in a quiet place. No one can disturb you because what we are going to share tonight, what you're going to hear tonight is going to benefit you no end. It really, really is going to benefit you no end. I would ordinarily say, oh, why don't you just put your phone on vibrate, but I would say put it off, except you have little children or something pending or you're expecting something, then put it on private. But keep your ears and eyes on the webinar. The other thing I want to make sure I let you know, and I'm looking at my notes here, is I want you to take lots and lots of notes. So please make sure you get a notebook and pen and take lots and lots of notes. What you don't write, you are not going to remember. We don't remember everything we've ever been told, but scientifically, what you write is also written in your brain. So as you write with your hand, your head, your neurons, your dendrites, they're also writing. Those are the certain parts of your brain. So you really need to do that. Also, you need to listen to this over and over and over again. Don't just listen to it once. That's why there is the offer for you to purchase this series of webinars for $1, just $1, and I'll be sharing that link with you at the end of the webinar. Ordinarily, you could buy it for 97, but if you buy for $1 for the first 30 days, after 30 days, you'll be charged $37 to get all of the audio and all of the videos. So now is the time to go for it. And now is the time to take action. What is even more important is whatever you write, please make sure you take action on it. Act on it. There should be speed of implementation. Do what you're hearing now. Don't do it later. Do it now. Every little step matters. Every little step counts. Do it now. So I think I've gone through everything. Let me now introduce you to Zina Arinze. That is our speaker for today. And there's stuff written down here I need to read. Zina Arinze is a bubbly Christian, and she's a serial entrepreneur and the founder of Believe and Live Again. I love that name, Believe and Live Again. She is a post-divorce lifestyle coach, and she's the owner of the Believe and Live Again post-divorce lifestyle coaching and reinvention mentoring business company for female professionals and businesswomen around the globe from all walks of life. She's a lawyer by training and armed with an MBA. She's also a renowned certified divorce recovery coach. Zina is a well sought after motivational speaker and an exceptional devoted single mother of two amazing gifts, her daughters. Phew, that's what she put there. Zina never believed that divorce could ever happen to someone like her. No, but of course it did happen, and her world as she knew it seemed to collapse. Zina's own divorce recovery journey has equipped her with extensive knowledge, wisdom, and lessons learned about divorce related issues and the recovery process. Zena has a way with people and is able to get them to warm up to her easily and break down boundaries. So listen closely today. She lives by her mantra, which is you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. And that was written by C.S. Lewis. I know Zena personally. She makes me laugh a lot. You've also got to just love her. I mean, think about it. Xena, the warrior princess. I think she is an amazing woman. She's not just a warrior princess. She's going to change things around for you, for me, and for all of us who are ready to listen. So, Xena, you are so welcome. We're looking forward to this. Please go ahead and share your screen. Let me make sure we can see it, and then we can just go right into the webinar.
Okay, here goes. Can you see us?
I can see you. Oh, yeah, I can.
Okay.
I haven't seen your PowerPoint yet.
Oh, I wonder why that's not coming up. I've shared it. Let's see what I need to do. Okay, let's see. Can you see?
There you go. Awesome.
Excellent. Wow.
Okay. I am now going to mute myself so that I don't keep appearing. And it's over to you, Zena.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Hello, everyone. It's such a privilege to be here tonight. I'm really, really excited. It's 10 p.m. UK time. I know in East Central Time, America, it's 5 p.m. So let's get ready to go. Quick question. Is this you? Do you feel like you've lost who you once were, maybe during your relationship or during your marriage, while you were trying to be the best wife or the best mom, the best friend, the best career woman? Do you feel that maybe your life story is, your life is just, you feel as if it's a mess. You feel as if you're in a rut. You're sort of wondering, how did your husband cheat on you? Or how did your partner, your boyfriend, why did he abandon you? Maybe you were abandoned at the altar. Do you feel as if your life has been ruined? I hope you don't, but I know what it's like. Or do you feel that, you're ready to use the experience to go into your season of breakthrough? You're ready to take your life by the scruff of the neck and move as much as you can into your better future? If this is you and you've said yes to any of these, then you're ready to learn the 8 quick-fire ways to transform your mindset and help you find closure after your relationship breakdown. I like to say it's called From We to Me, or From You to Me. Right, are you searching for life after your breakup? Are you ready to remarry? Are you ready to date again? Are you looking for the strength to move on? And like I said earlier on, if you said yes, then you're in for a treat. Now, like Kemi rightly introduced me, in fact, I wonder if I can live up to what she has said. Yes, my name is Zena Rinze, and I am the founder of Believe and Live Again, and I help female professionals all over the world to get back their feminine power, reconnect with their positive sense of self, and move into the next chapter of their lives with gusto. And I really must use this opportunity to thank you so, so much for taking time out from your busy schedules all over the world to attend this webinar. This is, it's all part of you taking the steps you need to take in this new year, 2015. It's just January, but there's still chance for you to change your mindset completely and move into this new arena of your new life with gusto. So because of that, for the next few minutes, I'll just be sharing my 8 quick-fire, tried and tested ways in which you can, just like me, transform your mindset from we to me and rediscover who you are, the feminine in you, after your relationship breakdown or a divorce or a separation. Just like I said, many of you around the world, who knows, you might be divorced, you might be separated. I am as well. And like Kemi rightly said, I'm a successful entrepreneur, I'm a mentor, I've got a background in law and business and all that. But more importantly, I'm just like you. I'm a single mother. I've got the challenges that you might have gone through. But as far as I'm concerned, the biggest gift I've been given are my 2 wonderful daughters. And the second biggest gift I've been given is the personality and my story to share with you all over the world, to tell you that just like me, you can believe and live again. Now, I'm also the author of my next book, Believe and Live Again, Rediscovering Your Passion and Purpose After Divorce. And this is going to be released in the summer of 2015. So keep your eyes peeled. Look, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, anywhere you can, so that you can get a copy. I've also written several reports and all sorts of articles, expert articles talking about, how to recover after divorce, talking about single parenting, emotional abuse, separation, domestic violence, and all the other challenges that you may find yourself facing after a relationship breakdown. Maybe loneliness, being confused, being unable to forgive. Like we all know, divorce or a relationship breakdown is a really, really, really traumatic experience, and mine was no different. I didn't ever believe that I would ever be divorced. As far as I was concerned, marriage is forever, and I haven't changed, my opinion. But it happens. Divorce happens, separation happens, relationships break down, and you've got to move on. And I want to help you to move on as well. Just to give you a kind of flavour of my life, I met my ex in 1993. We got married in 95, whirlwind romance. He moved out in 2005. My divorce was finalised in 2007, and my recovery process began. And in 2010, I set up Believe and Live Again. Now, but that's enough about me. Let's talk about how we can really move on with my 8 tried and tested ways to effectively transform your mindset from we to becoming a me. Now, you might be saying, what do I mean by that, Zena? We know that when you're a me, when you're a we, you're with your partner, maybe you've got children, maybe you haven't, but you share a life together. You kind of subsume into one person, two become one. You do things together. If you've got kids, it might be you've got table settings for four chairs, mum and dad and 2 children, or mum and dad and 4 children, But what I need you to understand is that, yes, you were a we, but now you're a me. You're re-singled, and it doesn't matter what you've gone through. You need to understand that when a relationship breaks down, it could be a divorce, it could be a separation, your destiny has just begun. It's not an end. It's not a personal journey. When you think about me, you look into your inner self, you learn how to have peace with yourself, you learn how to forgive yourself, you learn how to recreate and rediscover the life that you can only imagine and the life that you actually deserve. And you do deserve to achieve this. But the only way you can achieve this is if you prepare your mindset and you reprogram your mindset so that you know that, yes, your past might not have been as great as you wanted it to be, but your future is so bright, and there are so many opportunities and possibilities that will present themselves to you if you're able to take them and believe in yourself. Now, you also need to rekindle the inner light that's in you, uncover your courage, uncover your boldness, look for your sparkle, and find out what you're really, really, really passionate about. Now, all this might be sounding like, oh yes, Zena, it's easy for you to say. No, it's not easy for me to say. I went through this journey and I've come out the other side, and I know if I can do it, you can too. Now, let me tell you the 8 tried and tested ways that will work for you, because they worked for me. The first way you can transform your mindset from becoming a we to becoming a me is that you need to believe in your own power. When I talk about your own power to make decisions, your own power to achieve goals as a woman. I know earlier on when Coach Kemi was introducing me, she talked about, that women, we've been able to sort out the technological issues without the men, without DJ. And yes, we did. But more seriously, more serious note, you can make right decisions. Your partner might have been in charge of the finances or the property or paying the bills or making what we call those so-called important decisions. But you can do that too. If you believe in yourself, you can make the right decisions. You can achieve your goals as a woman. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. You can achieve those goals as well, as long as you believe in yourself. The second thing I would, tell you that will help you to transform your mindset from becoming a we to a me is for you to stop sabotaging yourself with negative self-talk. Zena, what do I mean by that? Negative self-talk is like, who's going to believe me? Who's going to love me again? Who's going to want me? I mean, we're going to touch into this. We're going to go into or delve into all these 8 individually as we go along. But just to sort of give you a flavour of what I'm talking about, negative self-talk could be, I'm never going to amount to anything. Well, my relationship's over. Who's going to want me? If I can't keep a relationship, how can I keep a job? This and that. It's kind of the mindless mind chatter, inner chatter you tell yourself, those gremlins that when you're trying to move forward, limiting beliefs keeping you back. The third thing that is really, really very useful and that will help you on that journey of transforming your mindset from becoming a we to becoming a me is for you to start journaling your thoughts. You journal your thoughts, you journal your emotions and your responses to them, whether they're negative or positive, it doesn't matter. But, as long as you're actually journaling them, it will help you to see where you are at any point in time and actually channel those emotions, bring out, because you might not want to share these emotions with friends and family, but you pour it out on paper, you can see why you're thinking in a particular way, and you can channel those emotions to be a bit more positive. And say, for instance, if you've got a negative, you might say, oh God, I've had such a terrible day today. Today the children didn't do this, my boss wasn't very friendly at work, my friend did this, I met my ex-partner's mother-in-law, or I saw a mutual friend in the shopping mall, and I just feel awful. But then when you write it down, you're like, well, ooh, what can I think about that's going from? What are the positive affirmations I can talk about? And so you start doing that. Another thing, number 4, with regards, and I don't know what's happening to my screen, I hope you can all still see it. Number 4 is what I would call to reprogram your conscious mind with positive affirmations. Now, depending on what your faith is, some people call them, I'm a born-again Christian, and we call them declarations and confessions. Some people call them affirmations. It doesn't matter, but basically it's about affirming who you are positively. So you reprogram your mind. If you're a Christian, you might say, oh, I'm the righteousness of Christ, or I'm the apple of God's eye, and things like that. Or it can be, I'm the best. I'll give you a good example. When you're an Olympic runner, you're an Olympic sprinter, for instance, and you're just about to start the race. They say, on your marks, and you look to your left, you look to your right, and you see these people are supposed to be world champions. They've probably broken the world record 10 times over. If you look at them and you say to yourself, I'm a failure, I'm never going to make it. You're never going to make it. I mean, we know that, as you think in your heart, so you are. But if you say, look, I can make it, Zena, I can make it, Kemi, I can make it, Sandra, I can make it, Riri, I can make it, DJ, I can make it, I don't care about the Russian on my left or the French person on the right, I can make it. I'm bigger than this, I'm bigger than this experience. And when you keep telling yourself these things, you start believing it and you start acting as you believe, because whatever you believe and whatever you take on in your heart and what you think about, that's how you're going to act. So if you think you're a failure, you will act like a failure. But when you realize that you can be a winner, you can turn it around, and you start telling yourself things that will help you to turn your life around, it will turn around. So for instance, you can decide to make a list of certain things, or write short phrases to affirm yourself. I love my life. Anyone that meets me knows I'm the best person. Or you can just say, I'm the best person since sliced bread. I'm a wonderful woman, inside and out. Anyone that meets me, their life will be transformed. I'm a wonderful mother. I'm a wonderful friend. I'm a beautiful person. I've got so much going. You can make them up as you go along, but you have to take responsibility for reprogramming your own conscious mind. Number 5, you need to take deliberate or intentional steps to rediscover and know who you are. Now, we find that, maybe as a wife or as a partner, like I said earlier on, you're subsumed into that relationship. And so it should be, husband and wife become one, or partners become one. And if you end up being a parent as well, you kind of forget who you are. You lose your identity. Your identity becomes so and so's wife or so and so's mother, and you don't know who you are. Then suddenly you find out your relationship has broken down. You're now re-singled. You're now me, and you look at yourself and you don't know who you are. So what can I do to take deliberate steps? You can go on, walks, go on holidays, go to the spa, look at your journal, write thoughts, write little stories, write little, things to affirm yourself, like I said earlier on. But, start to do things to kind of figure out, who am I? Why am I here? Who am I? Who is Zena? Who is Kemi? Who is Riri? Who is Sandra? Who is Peter? Number 6, you need to let go of the negativity. Now, it's not easy and it's a process. So when I say you need to let go, what I mean to tell you is that you need to start to learn to let go of the negativity that might have come from your past, or it may have come from situations that you don't like. One thing you need to know is that the negativity from your past, you can't change. It doesn't matter how you sort of think about it, or you regurgitate it, or you cry about it, or you lament over it. You can't change it and you can't control it. But the good news is that you can control your future. You can control it, and you can decide to ensure that just positivity, so positive thoughts, positive experiences, whenever negative comes into your life, you look for ways in which you can turn it around into a positive. Number 7, set exciting goals and raise your expectations for your new life. So say, for instance, in your previous relationship, you were happy to, do a part-time job so that you had enough time maybe for your partner, for the children, for the home, to keep the home and all, and you were happy, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you were happy with that. But you always thought, you'd watch TV, or you'd read a novel, or you'd read a biography, and you say, I wish I could do that. Well, now you can. Now you can decide to set exciting goals for yourself. Say to yourself, okay, what can I do with my life now? Maybe you want to climb Mount Everest, for instance. I'll sponsor you. I'm not climbing with you, by the way, but, jokes apart. Or maybe you want to lose some weight, or you want to do the London Marathon if you're New York, do the New York or the Boston Marathon, wherever you are in the world. You want to do the marathon, 26 miles. That is no easy feat. Or maybe you want to climb on top of a mountain, or you want to travel the world, or you want to do bungee jumping, or you want to learn how to fly an aeroplane and become a pilot. There's so many things that you might have dreamt of doing. So you start setting goals for yourself and raise your expectations for this new life. It could be baby steps. It could be initially that maybe your partner did all the shopping, or he paid all the bills, and now you want to take charge of your life. You want to be able to pay your bills, find out how to fix your car. Maybe you've never taken your car to do, for car servicing or for the MOT if you're here in England, and suddenly you're like, okay, the year has gone by, I've got my car, what do I do? Normally you would typically maybe phone your partner, and he would sort that out, do your MOT, do your car license, your tax, your vehicle license, your insurance, and suddenly, okay, I've got to do this. You've got to maybe pay your mortgage, or buy a new house, or you've got to downsize and look for another accommodation. Maybe you have to figure out how to pay bills, pay your children's school fees. There are all sorts of things that maybe you haven't been used to, and these are baby steps. So it could be something really big and grand, like I mentioned earlier on, climbing Mount Everest, or it could be, baby steps like just paying your bills, or fixing your car, or getting the builders in to fix your roof or fix the leak, or it could be just going to your garage and clearing out your garage. But set exciting goals and raise your expectations. So don't think, oh, I'm never going to be able to this. I'm never going to be able to ride. I'm never going to be able to fly a plane. Well, I'm never going to be able to do anything like that, because you can, but you've got to believe that you can. Another thing, I've just realized that my batteries are running low, so I'll just replug that. Technology, I talked about technology. Another thing, and that's number 8, is to maintain your transformed me mindset. Now, that's not easy, because you will have things that will remind you, am I really this great person? Am I really able to take my life in my own hands? Am I really able to succeed in paying my bills, in sorting out my mortgage, in sorting out my tax, talking to the tax man? Am I really able to negotiate with my mechanic on how to fix my car? Am I really able to fix my PC when it goes wrong? There's so many am I really able? But you can, as long as you're ready to take the steps that you need to take to maintain your new me mindset, you're onto a winner. Now let's delve into a bit more detail. My number 1, if you remember, was to discover a belief in your own power. And like I said earlier on, it will help you in no small way to make the right decisions you need to make to achieve the goals you have as a woman. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of Emily Pankhurst. She was a lady at the beginning of the last century who was instrumental to forming the UK suffragette movement. I'm sure you've heard about her. The suffragettes were the women that burnt their bras because they were trying to get votes for women. Now, she believed that she could, and she did. And because of her sheer belief, she carried so many other women with her, and today we're able to vote. Just a quick one. If you're in England, we've got the elections coming up, and I know you might not like the various parties, but make sure you use your vote and vote for whoever you believe in. Use your vote, because people like Emily, they lost their lives just so that you and I could, so our voices could be heard. There are lots of people that have, lost their lives or, gone on strike so that we can have equal pay or we can have equal opportunities. So remember, you need to always remember the people that have come before us, that have put us in our position as we are today. Sorry, that was just me having a little rant there. I hate people not voting. Number 2, stop sabotaging yourself with negative self-talk. I gave you examples earlier on. Take, for instance, I'm so rubbish. I'm such a failure. No wonder he's left me. I have nothing of value to offer anyone. Who's going to want me? I want to date again. I want to marry again. Well, I don't know. Well, if he left me, who else is going to want me? You're not a failure. If you count yourself out, everyone else will count yourself out. There's a story, and I love telling this story. It's a story where 12 men were told to go and spy out a land somewhere in the olden days. And the 12 went over there, and there were loads of giants, and there was, everything looked so big and scary. And 10 of them said, you know what, we're never going to make it. That area is full of terrible looking people, giants. Yes, they've got lots of fruit, and it looks like a very prosperous area to live in. But everything looks so challenging. We're never going to make it. And, there are giants in the area, and even in our own eyes, we look like grasshoppers. We're just grasshoppers. And there were 2 men out of the 12, Joshua and Caleb, and they said, yeah, we can make it. I don't care how that land looks like. We're more than able to make it. We're not rubbish people. We're not failures. We're more than conquerors. We can do it. And that's the kind of spirit that you need to have. Whatever limitation you find yourself in, whatever challenges you find yourself in as a new resingled person or someone that has basically had to move from being a we to a me, don't look at those challenges, face them face on. You can do it. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. And if I believe in you, that's all you need. You see, that's how fantastic I am. No, not really. On a more serious note, believe in yourself. You can do it. Don't ever discount yourself. The people in the world, there are so many people around the world can do that for you. So you really need to have a strong sense of self-belief, and you really can't afford to fill yourself with limiting beliefs and negative, chatter or self-talk. I talked about journaling. I like to call it jubilant journaling, because this is where you look at ways in which you can celebrate yourself. So you, like I said earlier on, you journal your thoughts, you journal your emotions, and you try to have positive, responses to those emotions. So you try to be jubilant. So maybe a negative thought might come into your head at the end of the day, and when you're writing, you're kind of recording how your day went. You say, oh God, I've had such a terrible day. My kids are driving me nuts. I've got bills, council tax. I've got this, I've got that. Then I'm never going to be able to deal with all this. And you think about, okay, what have I achieved today? I mean, something I do which might be very useful to you around the world is what you can do is, at the end of the day, before you go to bed, if you're someone that says you're prayers, you say prayer, whatever is you do before you go to bed, right, or whatever it is that you fancy. But before you go to bed, what you're really going to find extremely useful is this exercise where you actually think of 5 wonderful things that you can use to celebrate yourself, 5 things that you've achieved for that day. It could be anything. It could be, well, you've managed to get out of bed because maybe you've been really down, you've not been too happy, maybe you've been using yourself in reruns of Friends and ice cream and all that, and you're like, and suddenly you've been able to get out of bed, have a lovely shower, go for a walk and face the world. Now that, from lots of people around the world, is a big achievement. You might not think so, but for lots of women, and even men as well, after a broken relationship, it can knock you for 6. It can knock your self-esteem, it can knock your confidence. And, just to be able to get out of bed and draw your curtains and go for a long walk and take in fresh air is a huge and massive achievement. So write that down. Write it down. Think about something else. Okay, I saw a lady in a shopping mall and I helped with her shopping and she said thank you. Or you look at the trees and the birds and the animals and you thought, what a wonderful life that I have. I'm actually alive. It could be, I smiled at someone on the bus or on the train. Whatever it is, it could be that I was able to book myself on a course, or I was able to book that holiday. I booked a holiday for myself. It's always been my partner, and today I booked a holiday. It doesn't matter what it is, but just try your best to identify at least 5 achievements, 5 wonderful things that you can say that you've achieved today. It doesn't, you don't even have to write sentences. It can just be bullet points. And as you go to bed, you reflect on those 5 wonderful things that you've been able to do today or each day. And you'll be surprised as you float into your sleep, you're just going to start feeling more and more positive about yourself. And more importantly, you're going to be able to shift gradually from looking at the negatives to actually looking at the positives. So you journal your positive ideas, your emotions, and even when you're feeling a bit down, you can spin that around by thinking about positive things that have happened in the day. And it's really important to get all your thoughts out of your head. It doesn't matter whether they're negative or positive. You need to have them on paper, because when you have them on paper, it helps so much to aid your healing process. Number 4, reprogram your conscious mind with positive affirmations, or some people call them declarations or confessions. I'll give you some examples. I'm sure you can see them on the screen. A good one I like is, I take time to care about myself and my personal needs. Think about that. Reflect on that for a second. You're taking time, you're thinking about yourself, you're thinking about how beautiful you are inside and out, you're thinking about the beautiful skin that you've got, your bodily features, your intellectual features, your mind. You're thinking about your personal needs, maybe to take more rest, drink more water, go for long walks. What is it that you need? So you're getting to, rather than looking after your home, which is all well and good and it's good to do, but you can't give what you don't have. So say, for instance, if you happen to be a single parent like I am, if you don't take the time to care about yourself, you're not going to be able to care about your children and give them the very best that they need. So you need to be a little bit selfish here. Care about yourself. Think about your personal needs. Maybe you need me time. So maybe, you know, the kids are getting on your nerves. You need to sort of retreat, go to a room and just shout, ah! That might be your form of release. You know, whatever it is that makes you happier about yourself, take time out, spend time with you. It could be 10 minutes in a day, it could be an hour in a day, it could be 5, but that time is just for you. And you think about your personal needs. You know, it could be, you know, physical things like your personal grooming, going to your local spa or your salon, getting your nails done, getting your eyebrows threaded, you know, being waxed, all sorts of things. It could be, you know, going for some fitness with your personal trainer. And if that's not affordable for you, it could be just going for long walks where you, yourself, and I can talk to yourself, go for long walks, taking the hot, you know, the fresh air, breathe in, breathe out, and just, you know, think about what you need to do to care about yourself to ensure that emotionally, physically, and spiritually you're in a much better place than you were initially. And your children, if you are a parent, will be much better for it. You'll have better rounded children and you'll be a better rounded person. And importantly as well, is if you're planning to go into a new relationship, you can't afford to take baggage with you. So it's really important that you start to figure out who you are, you start to sort of care for yourself, you start to learn to be alone with yourself, to enjoy your own company, so that when you do decide to go into that new relationship, you have something to bring to the table and you're complete in yourself. I know we watch all these romantic films and it says, oh, you know what, I met him and he completes me, or I met her and she completes me. That's all well and good, but really, if you ask for my opinion, you need to be complete in yourself. And then when you meet a new person, you know, you become two whole, two complete, and you become one. So you don't need to depend on him to make you happy, or he doesn't need to depend on you to make you happy. If you make each other happy, that's fantastic, and that's a bonus. But you should be able to be happy your own self. You shouldn't have to say, oh, if my husband doesn't smile at me, then I'm going to be depressed, or if my wife, or you know, in as much as partnership is really, really important in unity, I'm all for marriage. Marriage should last forever. But it's important that you are whole in yourself. If you're not whole in yourself, if you go to the next relationship, you will take baggage with you. Another affirmation is, I claim time to express love to the people around me. So yes, you might have gone through a traumatic experience, but you know, don't let that affect your relationship with, you know, members of your family, your friends, your children, your colleagues at work or in your business, or even people, your next door neighbors. You know, spend time to express love to them. You know, what you send out is what you attract. So don't go with bitterness because of a bad relationship or a failed relationship. Like I like to say, out, you know, what should come out of this should be that you should be better and not bitter. Another good affirmation you might want to take on board is to say to yourself, I take the time to be thankful for all the great things in my life. So you start thinking about, you know, we talked about this earlier on, think about the wonderful things that you've gone through and start. There's another song that my grandmother used to teach me. I think it's called Count Your Blessings, Name Them One by One. So, you know, start thinking about the things that have happened that are so massive, that have had such a wonderful impression and impact on your life. What are you thankful for? It could be simple things like, well, I've got 2 legs, I've got 2 arms, I'm still alive, I'm not disabled, if that's you, or I am disabled but I'm not dead, or I could have lost my mind because of my relationship breakdown, but I'm, you know, I'm whole emotionally, I'm whole mentally. It could, I mean, it could be anything. For, you know, it will always be different things to different people, but it's about expressing gratitude for the great things in your life, and maybe if you can, when you get there, even expressing gratitude for the not so good things that happened in your life. because that's made you who you are today, and it will continue to transform you daily to a better person. And with any luck, you'll be in a position to help other people around the world as well. Another good one is all facets of my being, both visible and invisible, are vibrant and alive. I love this one because, like you can hear, I'm talking really, really fast because I'm really excited to talk to you around the world. But I'm a vibrant person, and I think it's really important when you come out with all your vibrancy, you attract vibrancy. You know, both your spirit being and your physical being. You just take life by the scruff of. The way I see it is you have only one chance at this life. The person that was able to die and come back to life, that was 2,000 years ago. But for you and I, we've got only one chance. So why not make it the best? Whatever life has thrown at you, make it the best. Try your best to be as vibrant and as passionate and as alive as possible. And I can assure you, I can guarantee you actually that will come back to you. Another thing you might want to say is all my thoughts exist as I allow them to exist. Another way you can put that is, as you already know, as a man thinketh, so is he. So try, to start thinking good thoughts, not negative thoughts, thoughts that can move you forward. I can do this. I can make this. What shall I do today? What a lovely day is today. You get out of bed and you just shout, oh, what a beauty. I can't say beautiful morning. No, but, you kind of set the intention that you want for the day. You wake up in the morning, you say, I don't care what's going to come my way. This is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a fantastic day. I'm going to get through this day. And as you keep thinking these things, this is what's going to happen. So when you think negative thoughts, I'm sorry, this is what's going to come your way. But when you start programming yourself to, and you start with giving yourself positive affirmations, like, for instance, my thoughts exist as I allow them to exist. So you know that you have total responsibility over your own thoughts. You can't blame your ex-spouse. You can't blame anyone else. Yes, that relationship might have been horrible, or she might have been horrible, or he might not. I don't care. But you can't blame anyone else for that part of your life. It's happened. Your future is in your hands. So you can program your thoughts the way that you want them to be. But it's only you that can do this. Number 5, take deliberate steps to rediscover and know yourself. Like I said, this includes being aware of your likes and dislikes. What do I like about myself? You'd be surprised. You might not know. If you don't know, a good exercise is where you can, I've done this and you might want to try it, is maybe get your very close friends and relations, people that you know that are extremely objective. They're not going to sort of say things that you want to hear. They're going to tell you things that probably you don't want to hear. And just, keep them in a room and say, what do you think about me? What do you think that makes me tick? What are the negatives about me? What are the good things about me? Because that can help you kind of discover who you are. And then, take conscious steps, intentional steps to know who you are. What do I like? Maybe you can write it down on a piece of paper. These are the things I like. I like shopping. Yeah, I do like shopping. I like shopping. I like people of integrity. I really dislike dishonesty. I don't like people that are not punctual. I don't like people that take me for a ride. I hate people that are negative. I don't know, whatever it is, you just write what you like and what you don't like, and you start to be more aware about the things that you actually, especially the things that actually irritate you, and that will help you to relearn what's important to you, because more often than not you don't know what's important to you. You might think that you do, but you start taking conscious steps to figure out, what do I like about myself, what makes me tick, what am I passionate about, what do I find inspiring. It's really important that you have a self-understanding, because sometimes, maybe in a negative relationship, especially if you've had a bad experience, for all I know, your spouse or your ex-partner could have told you that you're rubbish, could have told you that you're the worst person since said might, could have said all sorts of things, and you could have taken that on board and believed that. So you need to kind of understand who you are through your own eyes and not through someone else's eyes. It could even be before your relationship. It could be, you know, somewhere in your past, maybe a teacher at school or in university or whatever, or someone told you that you were rubbish, and so you've taken that on board and believed that, and you've taken that as who you are. You've used that to understand who you are, but it's not your understanding. It's an understanding of someone else. It's someone else's perception of who you are. It's really important that you start to learn how to understand yourself, find out what your preferences are, find out what motivates you, what makes you tick, and you're onto a winner. Number 6, you learn to let go of negativity of your past and situations that you can't control. I've mentioned this earlier. It's really important that you control, you protect, and you conserve your emotional energy. Like I said earlier on, you can't change the past, but you can change and control your future. Number 7, do all that you can, be as selfish as possible to maintain your transformed me mindset. Start your day with something positive. I won't try to sing again because my voice is really, really fantastic, as you've heard. Simon Cowell, eat your heart out. But more seriously, you need to decide each morning to start your day the way you want your day to be. So start your day heading in the right direction. You know, if you've gotten up on the wrong side, what I normally do sometimes, and this will make you laugh, and my kids will probably kill me, if I wake up and maybe I've got 2 teenage daughters, if they're having an argument or something, I sort of crawl back into bed. I'm like, no, this is not my house, this is not happening, and I'll come out again. It's going to be a fantastic day. And once they hear me, like, okay, Mom wants us to stop arguing, and they stop, and the rest of the day it's fantastic. So you might want to try that. I know it sounds really quite basic, but it does work. All I'm trying to say to each and every one of us is do whatever works for you so that you can start your day on the right footing, on a positive footing. If you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, it will affect the rest of your day. Number 8, set exciting goals for yourself. If you have nothing to look forward to, your day basically has already ended before it started. Try to give your life direction, give your life focus. If you set goals that actually motivate you and excite you, not anyone else but you, because you are the most important person in your life. Not me, not your children if you have them, not your family, not your friends, but you. You are the most important person in your life, and you have to take responsibility for your life. Negative feelings that you might have gone through, negative experiences, they're not going to last forever. There is a rainbow at the end of the tunnel, and that sounds all back to front, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, a beautiful rainbow. But you've got to actually take the steps to actually get to your rainbow, whatever that rainbow means to you. Write down those goals. Think about them, review them every day, maybe change them. Take baby steps. Don't set unrealistic goals for yourself that if they don't work, you start beating yourself up. Well, one thing I must tell you, that transforming your mindset is not something that can happen over a webinar or a 2-hour affair, or even in a day, or even in a month. It's something that you have to do daily. Some days you will have off days, you will have hard days, you will have challenging times, and it's all part of life. But how you manage your hard days or your challenging days is all dependent upon your mindset. Like I said, it's a continuous process. It's all about continual improvement. You need to be your own personal supporters club. I love that. I like to say, I'd love my friends, and I have my own core lovely friends around the world, and friends in my church and all that, and lovely family, and that's fantastic. But my number one fan, I've got a stalker. My number one stalker is myself. I stalk myself, I support myself, I big myself up, and that's what you need to do now. You need to start bigging yourself up. You need to support yourself, because even when people are not supporting you, as long as you support yourself, you're, in the right direction. Your mindset can either be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Now, I was just wondering, if you have any questions, this would be a nice time to say. In the meantime, I'll just let you know, if you've enjoyed what you've listened to so far, I would strongly encourage you to sign up for a no-cost introductory session to my Believe and Live Again 7-day intensive program, Forgive and Let Go. 7 days to a more fulfilling life. The reason why I like this particularly, and I'll just talk about it quickly, is because you find out that when you've come out of a failed relationship, you've got a lot of unforgiveness in you. Yes, you might be, very, very angry with your ex-partner, but also there's a lot of unforgiveness in yourself. You're not able to forgive yourself. Now, this 7-day intensive program will put you on the right steps, on the right direction to begin to forgive and to let go of the past. It's a 7-day intensive program, and it will give you a more fulfilling life. And like I said earlier on, there's a no-cost introductory session. That's a no-cost session. The information's on the next screen. All you need to do is call +44 208 938 3672. It's a 24-hour service. People are around the clock to take your call. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just visit www.believeandliveagain.com/contact. And together, you and I, we could be embarking upon a lovely Believe and Live Again journey to heal your heart, outgrow the challenges, let go of the past, transform your mindset, and really allow your wonderful, glorious future to finally begin. Thank you so much for attending. I'm now ready to listen to any questions you might have. Like I said, if you truly want to move on and begin your journey of rediscovery and reinvention so that your mindset, just like mine, can be transformed, then you really have to look at these 8 steps in more detail. I hope you've been able to make as many notes as possible, because if you follow these 8 steps, as simple as they might sound, trust me, I can give you a 100% guarantee you will never, ever, ever be the same again.
Thank you so much, so much, so much, Zina. That was brilliant. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone on the webinar really, really appreciates it. I have not had any questions come through, but that is brilliant. What I am going to do is put in the chat box the information. So for the no cost session, please call. I'm just typing that 02.
That's fantastic.
0208 938 3672, or email believeandliveagain.com/contact for a free session with Zina. Okay, well, that was brilliant. I wrote all the points down. I just kept mentioning, I know you kept mentioning women, if you've been divorced, if you feel you're with the children, but at a point you said even if you're a man. So those 8 points that you wrote, particularly for me, belief in your own power to make the right decisions and achieve your goals as a woman. And number 2, those 2 really stick out. Stop sabotaging yourself with your negative self-talk. You can stop sharing your screen now. That is just so important. Stop sabotaging yourself with your negative self-talk and believing that I can make the right decisions just because I'm alone now. Incidentally, I'm also divorced. Just because I'm alone now doesn't mean, oh, nothing can happen to me. That's just amazing. Thank you so much, so much, so much, Zina. I've put everything on there, believeandliveagain.com, contact for a free session, and the phone number, also, if they prefer to call, is 0208 938 3672. Please remember that that phone number is accessible to you 24 hours a day. Zina knows how important it is for people with this kind of in this kind of situation to be answered as soon as they make a phone call. And so she has paid the price to make that phone number available for you at any time of the day. 0208 938 3672. Let me say that for the sake of the international listeners. The code is 44208 938 3672. 24 hours available at a no-cost session with Zina, or you can email her at believeandliveagain.com/contact. Thank you once again, Zina. We really appreciate it. We hope you can be with us once again. I'm sure you will get contact. And let me just say this, even if you are not divorced, you may have a friend that's in a situation like this, a cousin, a friend's friend, a work colleague, someone on there in your life that you know could do with some help or just a chat with Zina. This is a very, very specialized niche that Zina is into. I would, as a gift to that person, why don't you give them that number, 0044-208-938-3672, to contact Zina, or believeandliveagain.com/contact, and let them contact Zina for a no-cost session, a short session where she will have a conversation with you. And I promise you, by the time she's done, you will feel better, you will see better, and you will definitely be coming back to her and saying, I need to book 3 months worth of coaching with you for starters, just so that you can take me from point A to point Z, because she can do a lot in a very short period of time. Thank you so much once again, Zina. You've been great, always, as you always are. All right, everyone. I'm not surprised there are no questions. You might want to speak with Zina yourself, because this can be a very private matter. Zina understands that very, very much, more than anyone else I know. So thank you so much. Please contact her, 44208-938-3672, or believeandliveagain.com/contact for a no-cost session with Zina, and she will take you along from there. All right then. Thank you once again. We're going to end the webinar now, and have a good evening. Please do remember we have the last 2 sessions of New Year Acceleration 2015 on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. That is the 28th at 8 p.m. UK time and 10 p.m. UK time. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.